Hi.
Hi.
So I know I'm a bit behind the times with this one, but I did want to come forward with my Me Too challenge. I did the same thing with the AFL Ice Bucket Challenge, where I kind of missed the boat, and then I was shouting after it, like, Me Too! But with this one, shouting after it, Me Too, is kind of apropos, so I figured, why not? But as I'm sure a lot of you ladies can relate, now it's a matter of deciding which Me Too moment I want to move forward with, because naturally there are options. So is it like the guy that I thought I dated for a hot second, or is it more of like the time I was in the coffee shop, the patron in front of me backed up against me, and that one might be stretching the truth a little bit, because I would say I wouldn't have minded, but still stands as an option. Or is it like the time when I was a minor, but that might get a little intense, you know what I mean?
What?
Anyway, I want you guys to weigh in and let me know how you decided which Me Too moment to go with for your Me Too challenge. Okay, thanks guys. Me too.
Don't forget to post with the hashtag, guys. Me Too Challenge. Let me know what your favorite Me Too moment has ever been. Oh my God. Tell us the time you were molested by your third uncle. Oh my God. At the Christmas party. Oh my God. Post it in the comment section below, guys. This is fucking bullshit, bro.
Welcome, people, to Salt Grinder.
I almost choked on my gum. I don't know.
The respect is minor.
No, it's when I saw this, I got a similar reaction. I'm like, "Are you serious right now? What the fuck?"
I'm actually looking that up right now just to make sure it's legit. I have to, for my own frame of mind.
Let me just quickly send you the link on Discord or the group here. No, on Discord it's better, so you can click it right away. But the essential thing is like she said very specific words. Like, am I stretched? That might be stretching the truth a little bit too much. You know, like, wait. You know, that's essentially what got me. But then she was like, okay, well, the time when I was a minor, and I'm like,
there's been multiple instances, and now she's just trying to compile them together and decide which she's gonna roll with. Which story is the best for virtue signaling? We've gotten to this point where I'm telling you, being a victim is in style. You can make a lot of money from it. You can make a lot of press. It's disgusting, truly.
Do you know when you show up late for class or you show up without your homework and you have to come up with like the most fancy excuse while you're on the way being late? You're like, okay, which excuse do I use this time? Which will be the most realistic? Which will be the one that will be accepted the best? Let's go left. Oh, car accident. My car would look fine. Maybe they want pictures. I have to pick a good excuse. I don't know. Did my grandma drop dead? Or did I
was
just
on
not
a
wake
plane
up?
to Ukraine, maybe.
Yes, I was helping people, you know, like, and lost track of time.
My goldfish ate my homework doesn't work the same anymore.
And she ended it with the most cringe-worthy fucking epilogue of any video I've ever seen for a while now. Thanks, guys. Me too.
Yeah, like it's such a little happy-go-lucky event, right? And we are gonna. I want all of you. It's like she wants everybody to partake. Everybody, tell us about your Me Too experience. I understand. Women encounter sexual harassment and sexism, and that's fine. Well, that's not fine, but you know what I mean. Like that happens.
That's fine. Stop being fucking sissies.
Let's not celebrate it and try to turn it into a movement. Or at least more than what it's supposed to be. Because right now, Me Too has kind of died off. And that means that the overwhelming approach that people had to it and like trying to over sexualize everything has kind of died down with it. Let's not bring it back in a falsehood.
Not only that, how about we just, okay, we got the rapists. What more do you guys want? Okay, slap on the ass. Come on, guys. Come on. There are more important things. There are starving people. Accept the butt slap. Be flattered because you're attractive. Move the fuck on.
How dare you?
Come on.
No
I
trillion.
mean,
No. Bad trillion.
this reminds me of like I found this like video, and it's like two cool like guys, jocks, from the school, right? And one guy's like, "How was the party yesterday, man?" And the other guy's like, "Oh, it's cool, man.
Oh, is that
I
that
went
fucking
out,
video
but-"
that no one can understand? Where the kid
Yes,
at the end's like, "Hey, don't," and then he looks at the camera, "Don't."
yeah, yes, that's the one,
That
right?
really old
And
raunchy video.
yeah, and if you break down the hieroglyphs, or bring a team of translators, you would eventually realize what they were saying is like one guy's like, I went to a party and some bitch was like trying to do something and the girl wasn't into it, and he's like, "And what did you do?" I'm like, "I did nothing." Whoa. And he freeze frames, the other guy freeze frames, not cool, and guys, sexual harassment, and then moves
Dude, the
and
subtitles for that video, the closed captioning on YouTube used to be the fucking most hilarious thing in the world, because you could edit them, right, with the YouTube Heroes bullshit. So
What happened
people
to that?
I don't know, actually. I don't think it's around anymore because people were just having way too much fun with it. But for that particular video, people were like writing like upside down subtitles and like code and like just a bunch of like the most the stuff that had nothing to do with the video. People would write in different languages, so it's like they'd have Russian in the American or the Spanish closed captioning. Oh, beautiful. That video was gold.
Okay, guys, how about you do this? What's our Me Too movement or moment? Okay, guys, let's make something up. Let's join in on the fun, shall
All right,
we?
well, it has to be something super believable, but not so detailed to the extent where people can tell that you thought about this way too much, right? Because then people can tell that it's kind of fake. So my Me Too
Okay.
moment was when I was in third grade. I can't even do this. When I was in third grade, I needed help with a math problem, and I called my teacher over. But there was a kid next to me who raised his hand first, and the teacher came to help him. But the desks were assigned in a way to where he was directly to my right and I was to his left. And therefore, when the teacher helped him, he bent over the desk to look at the problem he was working on, and then he strutted his ass out in my face, and I felt violated. I felt absolutely violated beyond words, beyond...
Oh my God. I am so sorry for you.
It still
Teachers
haunts
like
me
that
to this
should feel
day.
ashamed, I say.
I still can't look at butts, especially male butts, the same way.
Louis does not like big butts. He cannot lie.
Let this be a
my
lesson
Me
to
Too.
all math teachers out there
My Me Too moment.
and
And I
students.
can't think
You
of
matter.
my Me Too movement is I went to a feminist convention back when they were just like congregating. They weren't
Stop
really
right
big.
there. That's already
Okay.
enough.
Okay. I'm like, okay, let's see what those guys are about. And they spent the entire time trashing me. There were like 5 guys in the entire place. So I raise my hand. They give me the mic because the guy has to talk, right? And I basically trashed them. That's fine. Nobody cared, but I did get dirty looks. That's not the important part. Later on, some people walked up to me and started talking to me, right? And as I'm talking, there was one particular lady with a very, very, very good-looking dress. So I said this much. So I'm like, that's a good-looking dress. And she looked at me like I was about to rape her, and then she slowly moved away from the conversation. And I'm like, what?
Wait, okay.
Holy cow,
It's
that started.
I'm
It's not
so
quite-
sorry.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
So for your Me Too
She
story,
saw me as a predator. I don't know how. Why would that would give me asthma, but.
I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that one.
Okay. What do you guys have? What is your Me Too movement? It's one of you guys. Go ahead.
You can go out of money. I'm sure you got some experience.
He looks like he has an experience.
Yes.
He has the
So
face of
there
a
was-
very experienced man.
There's this one white girl in my art class that I had a crush on in middle school.
White,
there's
ladies
one
and
to-
gentlemen.
Yes. A
Well,
snow bunny.
them white girls fine, bro. I can't
Yeah.
blame you.
So I was in art class and I was just, drawing. And so she walked by my table and dropped some things. So she bent over to pick up her stuff and and so I said, I didn't know the whole class could hear. I thought I said it like to myself. I thought I was muttering it, but I said, Red Rover, please bend over, when she was bending down to pick up her stuff.
And then what happened?
Bad Arab. Only the classics.
Oh, I love this. This is great.
I had to say, the opportunity presented itself.
What happened after that? You got sent to the principal's office?
I actually didn't get in trouble.
Apology?
The teacher just looked at me in a weird way and moved on.
How is this a Me Too moment?
I just finished class and moved on.
See, that gets a clap, okay? In this era, in this day and age, that gets a clap.
No, it doesn't. There are victims in this story, Trillion. They need help, real solutions.
I was the victim in that story. I thought it was funny and no one else did.
I think I might have to reject your Me Too rights after that clap. I'm sorry.
Well, just make sure to go
You have to pull this Me Too
hashtag
card.
it on Jeanette McCurdy's post.
Guys, even
Let her know.
perverts have Me Too moments, okay?
Hey, real
The
talk
P
though, a
in
lot of perverts.
LGBTQP is pervert.
Real talk though, like a lot of pedophiles were fucking abuses children, so they do have their own Me Too stories.
I don't know if this means my brain is like messed up, but I can't think normally when I hear someone call someone daddy anymore. Like
That's just your
my brain has
opinion.
been
We're
warped.
just gonna
My brain has been warped by the internet
go on
over
the
time.
side.
No. Here's the thing. There's something called like what is it? What do you call it? Like transsectional or whatever thinking, transcontextual thinking.
I know what you're
And,
talking about. Yes.
Yes, and what it means is that you can derive context from things and mix them around as you please. Meaning, you are able to separate "Hello, Daddy" from "Hi, Daddy," and that's fine.
But I can't.
Okay, you can and you must for your own sanity and everybody else's. That's a Me Too moment.
I'll
Right
At
there.
Thanksgiving, when you say, "Hey, Daddy, can you please pass the salt?" and your father and your boyfriend both reach for the salt.
Oh, that's a grade A 2010 meme right there.
Yes, it is. I was waiting
Thank
for
you,
somebody to
Louis.
call me out on it.
That's an interesting. I was hanging out with my friends and I took the meme to. I genuinely asked, like, what would you do if you found yourself in that situation at the dinner table? Would you stand your ground and be like, she calls me daddy too? Or would you be like, oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to grab the salt. What would you do?
I would take the salt and I would pour it on my thing, on my plate. Be like, oh, you want some?
Yeah, you play it off like, "Oh, I want."
You gotta play it off. You gotta have that skill.
Or just like a gentleman, put it down, and I'm like, it's your house.
Well, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do though? It's Thanksgiving. Are you really gonna start a scene? Are you gonna look at your potential future father-in-law,
Dude,
and
Dude,
give him a look like, yeah, Yeah, we're doing this right now.
No. It's very simple. If you put it down and say it's your house, your dad or her dad, who's bored out of his mind on Thanksgiving, would actually laugh and would like you a bit more. How rare
Most
is that?
likely.
Okay,
Most likely.
most
That
likely.
depends on the dad, bro.
Dude.
I've met
I
some
don't
fathers
measure.
where if you touch their little princess,
Dude, I measure my my father-in-law, or I rather I measure my wife by the quality of her father-in-law. Okay,
Most people do that by seeing their mom.
fuck their mom. Who cares about the mom? No, I'm gonna chill with the guy who I'm gonna flip the burgers next to. Okay, that's the guy I care about. You know, women will nag. It's a socially accepted fact. I'll leave that. I'm okay with that. But if the dad is cool and we can hang, no, that's something.
That's fair enough. I mean, it depends on the context of the situation. You know, maybe if he's a single dad and that situation happens, you can just kiss him and be the gay dad, and it works.
What?
Then he has two daddies, and it makes sense.
How about no?
Yes.
I mean, you gotta adapt, man.
Give us your Me Too story. Let's see where that thought process came from.
I want to know the thought process behind that other statement first.
You know, it's okay.
I have a feeling they're probably related.
Can we get a neurobiologist in here to cut open his head and walk us through this?
Oh no, the flashbacks. No.
The repressed memories.
All right, give it to us. Tell us your story.
All right, I was 12. She was 32,
What?
and
Let him tell the story, Trillion.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll just do this.
no, it's less like that. I think it was like 18 or something. Maybe was it last year? I don't know. I see this girl, right, and I approach her, right, and everything's fine. I got the confidence. I'm big boy tier. We talk. Everything's great. She is actually 30, and that's how that went.
Hmm.
And it became such a big meme that basically I hear that statement from my high school friends every other week. You know, that's my Me Too story. I've been aged phobia'd. I've been just my trans age identity. I identify as a 30-year-old. But
I am so sorry for what happened to you.
every night I dream about this. Every night.
Me too.
You don't have to do it alone, though. You have people here who care about you and that story. I mean, not me, but other people.
Yes, of course. On other related news, apparently, the good old Brazilian judges declared that Netflix should take down a film depicting Jesus as gay.
Okay, hold up.
I don't know what the fuck this is.
You said similarly. This has nothing to do with it whatsoever, though. It's not similar at all.
Is that one
props on
movie
the
called
segue.
Messiah that just came out or is coming out? Messiah? Is that it?
I have no idea. But
yeah, it was
but
released it's like a satire.
It
supposed to be
involves
based-
Catholics,
it's,
and that means kids. So me too. That was my thought process. Proceed.
Apparently, it's not even about Jesus. It's supposed to be about what do they call it? What do they call the Antichrist in Islam?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but
The judge.
It's like-
Yeah,
Dude,
like
it's the same
I
thing.
saw that word all over Facebook posts about the movie. Like, they're putting him in the movie.
well,
dude,
it's
the
basically
same thing.
it's a story in which at some point in the movie, Jesus is revealed to be gay when he brings his quote
No,
unquote
there's
boyfriend.
like a lot of stuff other than that. Like she's bringing in prostitutes and like bestiality. There's pedophilia. There's a lot of things I remember seeing from like the clip I've seen of it.
There is an outbreak of furries right now.
God damn
That's
it.
the thing. Like
no.
Well, see, that's the thing is like the Brazilian government has banned it because they see, or they're not going to allow Netflix to. I'm not sure if it's still going to be allowed here in the States, most likely. But in Brazil, it's a no-go.
So wait, if
So-
Orange is the New Black is allowed, for,
Well,
that's a
Brazil's
show
using
about
the
a-
excuse it's because it's a religious figure, and because you
Well,
cannot
yeah, that's
disrespect or
the
depict a
anger.
religious figure as such.
The problem isn't gay. The problem is Jesus gay.
I mean, do the Brazilian judges have nothing better to do? Is that it, or?
I mean, there was a lot of outcry about it.
I mean, they do have
I
a
mean,
giant statue of the
In
guy,
Brazil specifically.
right?
They're just T-posing right there. Like, you gotta respect.
It'll
them.
damage your
Man's
tourism.
vibing. Man's literally vibing in front of everybody.
But no,
Like now, everybody,
what's-
if they watch that movie and they look up and they see that, there's going to be a different image in their head.
I mean,
Now, the funniest part about this entire story, if I'm being completely honest, is
Yes.
the Twitter reactions, because of course they are. And even more
Okay.
so than the outrage are the people that are trying to defend the movie, which I don't know if the movie is good or not, but there's people that are trying to defend the fact that the movie must exist because Jesus was allegedly gay. And the people and the heights that they go to defend this is legendary. There was one
Okay,
guy
wait.
that said, there was one guy who said, Jesus loved everyone. He loved animals. He loved males and females. He loved children. Jesus is everything. Therefore, this movie is a great step in the right direction towards progression. It must exist.
That's
Wow.
really a troll. That's like a meme. Someone's fucking.
no.
And my
Okay,
problem is the
so
ones that are actually doing the defense.
so Jesus became black. Now he became gay. What's next? Go on.
I mean, black
What-
might
the-
be
the-
more accurate.
Oh, I know. Jesus had the Me Too moment as well.
What is this Me Too moment?
When he
I
was
don't
in
know.
the garden and Satan was trying to tempt him.
Yes, he turned the snake into a snake. I don't know.
I only know that because I saw clips of that one Mel Gibson movie a couple days ago, Passion of the Christ. The
Oh, that
garden.
Look,
movie,
I'm
I
not
like
saying it's
Garden.
not possible. I mean, it's a guy who walks around with 12 other dudes following him through the desert. That takes some pretty high dedication.
Dude, people walked with like entire armies. Okay,
That's different. That's his bros.
no.
That's his
That's
bro.
literally
See,
his
but that's
gang.
it's the interpretation.
Oh, so but if it's
Then
if
what?
it's their
What
bros,
are we
everybody
doing
knows,
here, though?
No, everybody knows that kissing what was it? Kissing your homeboys
Your
goodnight
homie.
is not gay. Yeah, it's not gay. So
As long as you're on
that
top,
doesn't count.
right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't count that way because as long as you say no homo with your homies, it's
Think
No,
about
everything-
this, Louis. Okay, you got a younger
it's not
brother.
gay.
He's like 10, 12. You read him a good night story and you kiss him good night. Is that, what do you call that? Straight as hell. In fact, that's exact same logic. They're
I
literally
would
your
never
homies,
kiss
your
my
bro.
brother goodbye. What is that shit? Or am I
I
the only
mean-
one? I'm the only one that wouldn't kiss my brother goodnight. What?
I
as the
mean,
youngest brother, I never had the opportunity to anyway, so I can't really make a statement here.
But did
as
you
an
get the
older brother,
receiving
I
end?
can say that those things don't happen. When the way big brother and little brother show that they care about each other is doing stupid shit to each other. Like when I was
Yeah.
sick and I was laying in bed because I had the flu, my brother sat on my face and farted on me when I was in the middle of waking up.
And that helped you get better. You may not recognize it at the time, but yes.
What the hell?
Yes, through the absolute out the rage. You need to get better so you can get back at him as fast as possible. In fact, you want to hang out with him more, so maybe you give him the flu, so you can then fart on his face as well, so he gets better
Maybe you
as
can
well.
do that at the same time by farting flu on his face.
The thing
See,
he
that's
didn't.
a me-
The thing he
that's
didn't
a Me Too
consider
moment
though
right
was
there.
because my nose was so stuffy, I wasn't gonna smell anything anyway.
See, so even
But you
you,
can
as
taste
an
the
older
part.
brother, he
Consider it.
cared about you.
Consider it. I love it. it shows you the true bonds between brothers.
Yes. Yes. That is a statement that shows Arab that he loves you more than words can put together. Therefore, he had to do a different gesture.
That's one way of looking at it.
It's the truth.
Huh?
I'm here to tell you that's how brothers operate. As an only child, I would know.
Of course, yeah. Truly.
Thank me later.
No, actually, as a question, you've seen your. I assume some of your family, because you guys are Spanish filth. Like you guys, some of your family does like spread around the genes a bit too much. So you gotta have some families with brothers in them, and you can compare their lives to yours. What conclusion do you come up with as a person of a single child, nuclear family type of thing?
When it comes to any Latin family, specifically Latinos, Hispanics, there is either the side that says, I don't know how to use a condom, nor is there cable in my house, versus I only want to pollute the world with one rugrat. And there is no in between. I happen to be on this side.
So it's one or free for all. There's no
basically like my other my mom's side of the family.
You ever just see the people with minivans full of kids at the masjid on Jummah? It's amazing how many kids they can fit in that.
It looks like they're from a church, bro. Like those kids those families that go to the movies and there's like 20 of them.
Armies,
just walking in a line, and you're like, are all these people like they're gonna take the entire back seat, right?
And they never wear seatbelts because someone's always sitting on someone's lap, and so forth to make room.
Yeah, no, it's whack.
My first boner. No.
The best time to get a boner is when your brother's sitting.
No, stop it.
That's when you must say no homo.
I think that's your Me Too moment.
This is
I've had many.
So wait, does it reach a certain point where you refer to a family as a clan because there are so many people in it?
Or like a village? a mini population.
Do you guys pick from the same block? Whenever you do your housing.
Dude, it actually is crazy though, because you'll be at a restaurant and you'll see in it. I can say this because I'm Hispanic, but it is the Hispanic families, and you're sitting at a table and you hear way too many kids crying, or just way too much activity going on from a table, and you look over and you don't even have to stop and you just see half the family, and you're already like, whoa, that is way too many people. That's way too many booths they had to reserve. Those families that come and they have to take the party table that's reserved.
I mean, at least that's
gatherings.
just them eating at a restaurant. I mean,
dude,
it's kind of whack though, right? You're just like, how much free time did you have to make all these people?
No, dude, you can you sit on your table, right? You and your friend or your family or whatever, on this small table, and then you can smell the Despacito, on the other side.
Dude, for real though.
Yes, I know.
You're sitting there. You're like, how did it? You can pull out, There's a lot of people on this planet as it is. Did it ever occur to you that this was going to be a heavy strain on your wallet or your financial situation in any sense of the definition? Right? Because you just have way too many kids. Dude, in California, it's kind of running rampant. I saw a family, I'm not joking, 9 kids. I counted 9 kids at In-N-Out.
See,
build that
that's
wall.
why. Yes. That's why Trump built that wall. They're gonna outfuck you guys. Okay?
True.
They're gonna outfuck you, and then
The thing
entirety
is,
of the USA will be.
It's not good for them to have that many kids back in their home country either.
Yeah, that's why they have it there. That's why they moved about.
Yeah,
See,
that's
it's way better now. You should be thankful. It's not like the old days.
How
My
many
great-
kids do you think the average family should
Grandfather
reasonably have?
from my mother's side, right?
3. Yeah.
3.
That guy, my great grandfather from my mother's side, had 1 brother and 14 sisters from 1 mother. His
I'm
eldest
sorry.
sister was like 27, 26, and he was 3.
Beautiful.
that's just God's way of saying, like, trolling you, bro. Like, how many males do you want? Do you want? All right, we're just gonna keep popping out females.
They're actually the males were the last 2.
The males
Yeah,
were
exactly.
the last.
So they were trying. They were like, we need a guy. Come on, it's like King Harry out here, King Louis,
Yeah.
right? Give me a son.
Could you imagine
Do I have to stroke it? Really? What do I have to do to get a
Could you-
son out of you?
Eat a grapefruit.
Could you imagine being a guy of 5+ kids and none of them are a son?
No, dude, we have a term.
Kobe Bryant,
I've
right?
No, if we have like a guy here, like in our country, if somebody has a ton of females and not a single guy, we say his dick doesn't work.
That's what China says.
I love that shit, man.
What happened to them burying the extras in the sand?
Okay, let's not
they
go
don't.
back there.
Dude, let's not hit people's vulnerabilities.
That's a Me
okay?
Too moment right there. I was buried in the sand, right?
You were?
No,
A survivor.
no. That's actually our baptism. You know, that's how we do our baptism. We just bury them in sand.
That's what's up.
See, we don't have much water in the desert. We got to work with what we have, right?
Yeah, spit and sand. That's how we do it. So
Bury the
speaking
baby
of
in sand and see if it crawls back up.
I mean, that's one way of what do you call it? Accelerating the second coming, right?
They called me the turtle.
But yeah, the ideal number for a family for me is 3, and I know because my family has 3 children, and we turned out all right. It was 3 children, 3 years in between. You need to put a gap so the older would have more experience than the younger, and the younger would be old enough to serve, but not old or young enough to not relate. So 3-year gap. 3 people. That's 9. That's 9 years at 20 to make them all like grow up. That's a 29-year commitment. Everything's fine.
That's fair.
3 is
I agree with that.
It's correct. It's probably ideal. I want 5.
2 to 3
Oh,
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best number, especially if you get you need the odd number helps for some reason. I don't know why, but it balances out.
But hold on.
For the
What
for
you want,
democracy to be recognized.
but what you want also is 2 to 3 for people that deserve it. In my opinion, for some people don't deserve to procreate. Just being upfront with it. Like some people don't even deserve to vote right now. Can you imagine if they have kids?
Well, you have
But who
that case.
decides who gets to vote and who doesn't get to vote?
Me, obviously, when I become supreme overlord of the earth.
Yes,
Supreme
of course.
leader?
Yes. Actually, nobody needs to vote because I won already. It's the perfect fucking. It's go all Putin on it.
You can be my VP or my vice supreme. What did I say? Lord, super lord of the world. My assistant, my secretary.
Assistant to the Supreme Overlord of the world.
There we go.
Supreme Lord Commander.
Supreme Lord Commander.
That sounds like it's from Star Trek. Is it from Star Trek? Arab money?
That
you
sounds
fucking
like
piece of
it's
shit?
from Kenya or something.
I don't watch Star Trek.
Fine.
Why would
fine.
you?
I'll be
you
the
watch-
god. How about that?
Why would you watch
There we
Star
go.
Trek when there's Star Wars?
Why would you watch Star Wars? You fucking lame ass.
Why
piece
would
of
you
shit.
watch Star Wars actually these days?
No, I mean you can go back and watch the prequels.
Everyone used to hate the prequels, and I'm so
I love the
so
prequels.
relieved. I didn't like
I
I didn't
hate
love the
Sans.
prequels, but I didn't love the prequels, but I did appreciate them. Right? They're like it's the last that George Lucas did with the story, I love how people are appreciating the prequels now, finally, that they saw what Disney did with more commitment, a bigger budget, bigger directors, bigger actors, like everything. They had everything at their disposal, and they ruined it. 3 movies in a row.
Because they're not George Lucas, bro.
Yeah, but George
There is
Lucas,
good news.
the film, like his dialogue is awful. His pacing is pretty bad.
Dude, the new movies,
It's the special
how could
effects,
you,
man.
dude, you
That's
had
Star
an
Wars in a
expanded
nutshell.
universe. You had an expanded universe you can draw inspiration from. How did you fuck up the last 3 movies? It's literally impossible.
Yeah,
How
but they
did
have
you
Jar
do it?
Jar.
This is what okay. I used to tell people this all the time, and now people are actually starting to come around. Go back and watch The Phantom Menace. Jar Jar is not the worst part of that movie. He's arguably the best part of that movie. He's the only one with a fucking character in that movie. Everybody's so boring in The Phantom Menace. To this day, do you know what the plot of The Phantom Menace is? I'm being dead serious.
They went to find Anakin because he's the chosen one.
But why do they? Okay, but who? What leads to him being the chosen one? Like, what leads to them discovering that he's the chosen one? It's all wrapped up in politics.
Qui-Gon is following the policy because he's frustrated with the shortcomings of the Jedi Council.
Fuck, dude, you actually read the Wikipedia on this? Okay, I'm impressed.
No, I watched the movie.
Oh, no, okay, I've watched the movie 20 times with other people. Most people do not know what the plot of the Phantom Menace is.
No,
But
if you
wasn't it-
watch episode 2, you find out that you found out through Count Dooku what Qui-Gon felt because
And let's not even get started with Count Dooku.
I've become more powerful than any Jedi.
Dude. The most boring character in Star Wars.
Oh, come on, man. Christopher Lee, man.
I know. Wasted potential, in my opinion.
Oh, come on. He had the tilted cane lightsaber with the...
Now, the way his stunt double faced
That was
off
a fresh
with an
lightsaber.
imaginary Yoda,
That was a fresh
CGI,
lightsaber.
that was pretty good.
What do you think
like this-
about the Yoda jumps? He has to constantly jump to use the lightsaber.
Oh, Yoda! That I figured, like,
The Yoda
it's so
jumps.
it's funny to me. Like, yeah, they had to basically make him into like a parkour badass. It's like, here's Yoda in the future, but here's Yoda in the past. Oh, this dude wasn't just raw. He was really raw, bro. This dude was doing front flips off of wall jumping in the middle of fights.
The best part of the prequels was the Emperor.
Imagine Yoda versus Darth Maul.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh, I
Do
would
it.
pee on myself just thinking about that. The compilation. Do it.
The force is strong with you.
You know. No, I can't watch Star Wars. I tried. I tried. It just puts me to sleep.
Yeah, let's be
It's like-
honest. Let's be honest. The fourth one is fucking boring
He's
too.
speaking my language now. Sleep, that's a word I know.
The fourth
Oh, it's
movie
just-
put me to sleep the first time watching it, and it's still the best Star Wars movie, with the exception
shall-
of The Empire Strikes Back.
Dude, this is dialogue, okay? If you do not stand aside, I shall strike you down. If you strike me down, I become more powerful.
That's not exactly what they said. That
I don't
is not
care.
what they said. No, come on.
I don't care.
That's-
I don't. That's the gist, and then he strikes him down, and then he becomes mist or something. Like what's so fucking
No, but he's
dumb?
able to talk to Luke through the Force to guide him to victory, though.
That's my response. Fuck, how did people watch this? I remember my dad's like back in my day, Harb al-Najum, we would watch it all the time. Like all of us would like go and watch it together, and when it comes out in the movies, we all march like fucking psychos to watch it. And I'm like, why?
Because it's Star Wars.
Dude,
Because
there are two-
Slave Leia, bro.
No,
Slave
I can't.
Leia.
I can't get over it. I can't get over it.
I
How
can't
do
get over it
people watch
either. I know. It's like she looks so good in that costume. It's unbelievable. And they
Uh.
did so many great things with their character.
Pat,
And then you watch
listen.
the sequels
Listen.
and they
No.
butcher 3 of the most iconic characters in fiction ever
Go back.
from the same franchise.
Go
Really?
back and watch episode 2 with Padme in the white suit.
Yeah, she looks good. Yeah,
Yeah,
but Carrie Fisher was something else, bro. Come on,
No,
come on.
no.
No, fuck you guys. I can't. No, it's just.
By the way, the best line in Star Wars history. There's also a meme with Star Wars, especially the prequels, where you can take any piece of dialogue that's said in the prequels, literally any piece of dialogue, and you can try to analyze it, and it won't actually make sense in the context that it's being used. It's an actual meme. It's hilarious.
I don't like sand.
The best line. The best line is when Obi-Wan in the Revenge of the Sith, when he goes, only a Sith thinks in absolutes, but that in and of itself is thinking in absolutes. You dumb, shallow. Wow. So like it's an ongoing joke. Take any line from the prequels.
Hello
Try
there.
to analyze it. It's hilarious. With the exception of when Jar Jar steps in poo in that one village, remember? And he just makes that like weird noise. Dude,
Do you remember?
makes me laugh.
Do you remember that weird little bug dude from episode 1?
Oh my god. It's like they couldn't outclass any of the original like weird side characters, so they just started throwing the weird, even stranger designs with even more eccentric accents.
Oh, he can do that. You shoot him or something.
Remember that guy?
The fat guy.
Yeah, the top of the screen is like question mark. Just
Dude, the prequels, I'm telling you, the prequels are a lot better. They're looking a lot better now, huh? Looking a whole lot better after what Disney did.
Well, there is one thing.
Qui-Gon's just disconnected tone throughout the whole movie is hilarious too, because he just doesn't care when he says anything. There's always a bigger fish.
No, here's the thing, guys. Last I checked, I think D&D are off the fucking Star Wars list. So is that good or bad for Star Wars?
What is that?
Oh, the Game of creators.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones directors. They were, they ended Game of Thrones early because they wanted to get to Star Wars as quickly as possible, but they got so much
bad on Star
backlash.
Wars.
Disney bailed. They removed them.
As
they lost
should
their
have.
Star Wars gig, and
Good. Very good.
so they end up fucking up their legacy and their future.
Have any of you guys watched The Mandalorian? I haven't yet, but
I haven't either.
the Disney Plus Star Wars show.
Yeah, that's enough for me.
But I've seen all the Baby Yoda memes. Haha, yes, die, trash. And he's like looking at something in the most cute way.
Disney Plus is a disaster as far as I'm concerned.
Here's the thing though, like if you pay for all the different streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, it's still cheaper than what a cable package used to be.
That's fine and all, but I'd rather just pay Netflix and watch there. I don't want to pay for 20 others. The point
But
is
you
to
don't
be-
have to pay forever. You can just pay for 1 month, watch what you want, and don't pay ever again.
Yeah, Trillian, wouldn't you rather support the industry?
No, I
Actually,
would not
wait,
rather
no, I don't want to
any-
support the industry.
Dude, it's Disney.
Ah.
They fucking I don't know what they do. They probably have virgin sacrifices, and that's how they make they cover them the way you'd make coal in ancient times, and out of it becomes piles of money. It's Disney. God knows what they're doing. Okay?
Oh, we know
No
already what
support.
they're doing. Ricky Gervais exposed them at the
Yes,
the Golden Globes.
the Golden Globes.
Segue.
Yes. You see, Ricky Gervais again became the hero, and he just trashed everybody, and I loved it. It was so good. He trashes everybody usually, but this time he He hit people's hypocrisy when it comes to being woke. He told people to accept their little award and stop making it political. He even attacked he even said like that Epstein line is what the one that killed me. Is like, he didn't kill himself, just like Epstein. Everyone was like, boo, and they're like, shut up, I know he was your friend. And I'm like, you
But I
won.
don't care. Yeah,
I don't care.
that
It's
was
the last
legendary.
time.
Watch
it's
them bring
beautiful.
him back. NBC has some balls, bro.
They
They kept him there for
this is like
5
the fourth
years.
time he does it. And the
It's
first
the
time he
fifth
was
time,
like,
yeah.
fifth time. First time he was like, "Oh, they're never gonna let me do it again, so I'm gonna go all out." And then
Yep.
now it's the fourth time he doesn't like. Yeah,
It's beautiful. It was beautiful.
It's
Everybody was uncomfortable there. Twitter got outraged. You know, you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Twitter got outraged. What? That never happens.
Tom Hanks became a meme again overnight. Yeah, it was a good night.
Yeah, the movie was so long that Leonardo DiCaprio's date became too old for him. I love that one.
Come on, Leo, you're nearly 50, son.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. He did great. And you know it continues. You know, the wave of comedians just going to war against the SJW safe zone movement. It's been happening.
They have to be the ones. They are at the
Yes.
forefront.
No, because they're the ones being mostly attacked, right? What's his name? Kevin Hart got screwed over. You got like Louis C.K. got screwed over. You have a ton of people like comedians who can't even tell jokes at colleges
when
anymore,
it started?
which are really sweet gigs, but they can't do it anymore because they can't offend anybody. So they have to go to war for their own profession.
When do you guys think it started? Like the first one that they went after, was it Kevin? No, it was before Kevin.
No, it's not. It wasn't Kevin. I don't remember who, but it was like some comedian, and I remember Joe Rogan talking about it and his podcast.
I mean, the first big one.
The first big one, it could be Louis C.K.
Oh yeah, I
That's
remember that.
Although
I mean, here's
that wasn't SJW outrage on its own via offensiveness, because Louis C.K. had the Me Too allegations to deal with as well.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. He told them what they were gonna do, and they walked in the room anyway. Like he told them like ahead of time.
Yeah, can you imagine grown adults deciding that they don't want to do something but still staying there to do it? Like, yeah, the dude's a pig. I get it. I don't want to look at Louis C.K.'s. Yeah, I get it. I could imagine like your disgust and your discomfort. Just walk out the room.
And that's fine.
He's not the boss. He has agents and he has people that still look over him. Like, go find your gig elsewhere.
Yeah, it's fine.
There has to be plenty of people out there that you can work for or look up to who don't take out their dick or ask you if they can take out their dick, if that bugs you so much.
Dude, if a comedian who's super funny and you find out that he did something, he harassed somebody, you'd still go to his show because that's not what you're there for. You're there, like, they're comedians, they're degenerates anyway. Have you heard them talk? Have you heard their bits? Since when was there a polite upstart, like a comedian with a buttoned-up shirt and the combed hair and the glasses talking about his diploma? There aren't, and if there aren't many.
Hey, I like Jim Gaffigan.
Who's that?
Oh, he's like he's the guy that looks like a polar bear, and
Which one?
Posts very safe comedy, but he's been playing on the edge a bit more. Hold up. I shall find you a picture.
No, here's the thing, right? Like, again, I continue, which is nobody. It's fine, people can tell jokes, and they can do whatever, and nobody cares. And normal people don't care. Trust me. The Louis C.K.'s shows still get filled. Nobody cares. But
you know what I always wondered?
Only Twitter will be angry. Yeah.
Why do so many people watch Saturday Night Live even though it's not funny? And for some reason, when people who are funny go on Saturday Night Live, all of a sudden they're not funny anymore when they're on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, because they let their lines be written by people who don't deserve to write comedy.
Pretty much. You get a writer's room, and you just become a guy who just sits there and talks. That's the real problem. You know, any of these like late night shows, any of these night lives, like the problem with them is that they're formulated, and there is a formula, and there is like an entire congregation of
Yeah,
jobs.
but
You know.
Saturday Night Live
Oh,
isn't a
that
late night
guy, I
talk
know.
show.
It's this guy, yeah. I think he's pretty funny in a clever, neat, polite kind of way, but I think his last two specials, he's been swearing a lot more, and people have noticed, and he's been playing the line a little bit more, which I appreciate because he's definitely smart enough to do that and still work around it. One of the few polite comedians that I appreciate. But yeah, not everybody obviously can be like him.
Yeah, again, they're degenerates. Have you seen like the bunch Joe Rogan hangs out with his comedy fucking line? He has a Cuban who has like 20 stories, and half of them are probably not true, about how he did cocaine and fucked bitches and sold cocaine to other people,
In
and now
prison.
how he, in prison.
How he watched his
then-
mom die. Remember that story? And about
Yep.
how like he was happy that she never found out about something he lied to her about.
Like they're bad people generally. Like, what do you expect?
No, okay, hold on.
No,
But the Joey Diaz, that particular bit that I just mentioned about like his mom dying without finding out the lie, which is like his report card when he was like in 8th grade or something. It's hilarious. It's tragic, but it's also like it. You just have to listen to it. But it's such a great message at the end of the day, and he masks it in comedy because he's one of the greatest storytellers in comedy, in my opinion. That is probably one of the best bits I've ever listened to in comedy. Everything about that joke, the way he frames it, is gold.
No, Joe Diaz.
You just have to listen to it, though.
I watched. I didn't watch this one specifically, but I watched a ton of his content, and basically he's telling you his horrible life in a brilliant storytelling fashion, and maybe you learn something from it. And that's fine. Nobody cared, dude. He even joked about harassing women all the time because that's show business, and he exploited it back in the day. And now he's happily married and chill.
Yeah,
no one cares.
as most people eventually come to the conclusion of. The thing with Joey
Yes.
Diaz is I always found like Joey Diaz isn't much of a comedian so much as he's just the guy who's really fun to hang out with. Like he's the guy of the group that tells the really good stories and he makes people laugh as he tells those stories. That's the only reason he can get away with being a comedian.
He's the guy who
Because he
you
doesn't
want on
really
that
write
very-
jokes.
Yeah, he doesn't. Like he's the guy you want on a very like long ride. You're driving from one state to another. It's gonna be like 6 hours or 8 hours or 12. And you need the guy who just keeps talking. As long as you hydrate him, he can talk, and you just put him like, Joe Diaz, why don't you tell us about the time you went like this? And then you hear everybody react to this new story that you heard 3 times and you still love hearing,
No,
Like,
it's definitely a lost skill. That and just improv and comedy in general. There's a lot of robotic comedians out there that you could tell they write clever jokes, but their delivery is not on point.
Horrible,
Or
Well,
the
it's kind of
jokes
like
are-
actors who like go. There's like no space in between lines when actors are acting with one another.
Mhm.
Whether it's on a show or a play, like you can tell that they're just being robotic. If there's like,
actually, I think I found like my favorite improv comedian. Actually, a few days ago, he's British because that's their specialty, right? And he's Al Murray or something to that effect. He looks like Winston, with his fucking bald, like double bald, fucking face and beer belly, and he walks around with a beer. And I watched a comedy bit of his that's 20 minutes long, okay, and there's only one scripted joke. He spends the entirety of that fucking video just calling somebody by their name, asking for their profession, and then trashing it. And then going throughout the first row. And only after he finishes the first row does he get to his joke. And he made that joke link to all the other guys' fucking professions. And then he left. And that was that. 20 minutes of comedy, and it's almost entirely improv. And I look at him
it
like
requires a certain level of intelligence.
it's a lost
quick
art.
quit. Yeah, you need
I
wits.
also think that that there'd be a lot better female comedians, or female comedians would just be better in general if they knew how to improv. Because like girls can talk for hours and they can talk
Yes.
and they can be funny in their own way or interesting in their own way. They just have to learn how to craft that into an improvisation style of comedy. Because you'll find that the complaint is often, well, people don't laugh at my jokes because I'm a woman. And in reality, no, people don't laugh because you're not funny. But people also don't laugh because it's too robotic. Like they see you
That's
go up
one of the
there and
things.
they see you give the joke and they see the expression on your face expecting the audience to laugh at certain parts. As a comedian, you can't give off that vibe. You kind of just have to have this, I don't really care, I'm just going to talk and people laugh when they feel like laughing. I will stop
Dude.
for your laughter.
Dude, I always get the same feel in my head. It's like, you know, whenever women like are trying to say a joke and there's a punchline, their eyes flare up as they get to the punchline. As the people laugh, you know, like, and it's really a turn off, you know, compared to
They
like,
wait
you know,
for it
like,
too.
yeah, they wait for it. They even give the joke like a pause. So, like, you know, like more experienced comedians would, you know, if they say the punchline, it doesn't get anything. You know, they would reach out for their water, take a drink, and then they continue. You know, they segue in one way or another in a casual way, so people don't notice. You know, okay, this audience didn't get the punchline, and that happens. For the female, like she looks, like no, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, like it's just
Crickets,
just
yeah.
been-
And then they look around,
yeah.
sexism. That was my Me Too story. I was harassed at a comedy club during giving my first stand-up routine with no experience whatsoever, and nobody laughed.
But 5 people came to me at the show saying that it was super funny, and people
And
are
they
just
swore
racist.
it, and they swore it wasn't because I was hot. Yeah.
Yes. We've talked about female comedians before, man. It's just I
It's
really
a
want to
dead
find
topic,
one that
yeah.
is no. I really want to find one that's really good. Okay, to this day, one that I can watch casually, you know, randomly as I'm in my car driving somewhere or whatever. I just can't do it.
Interesting enough, something of the sorts happened today. Me and my mother were like sitting watching these dumbass late night shows. You know, the James Corden and all those guys.
Yeah, the Jimmys, yes.
The Jimmys, yeah, and a few comedians came up. You know, those up and coming shits. The first one was a female, and she kept talking about being a female, how funny and funny that
really?
was. Yeah, no one would expect that. So I'm like, hey,
Wow.
my mother is a female. Let me ask her what she thinks. I'm like, well, don't you see? Like, whenever the stand up comedian is female, they always like that's the only thing they talk about. And she's like kind of agreed, said she doesn't know. Like maybe that's the thing. The next comedian was Mexican, and that's all he talked about. And then she was like, "Look at that! It's not only us."
No, because you know what? It's funny. One of the things they tell writers all the time is write what you know. And that gets old pretty fast because if you don't know how to develop your craft, you're going to be extremely limited. So yes, write what you know, but also try to get better at understanding other ways to interpret the world to make those funny. Like the reason why Dave Chappelle is hilarious is not because he gives
His
black jokes.
transgender jokes are hilarious.
Yeah, like his last comedy special attacked everyone. Why was he able to do that? Because he made like one black joke at the start of the show. That was it. And then he proceeded to make fun of every other race because he's for lack of a better term, he's educated in that regard. Also, for lack of a better term, he's just grown as a comedian and as a person, I would argue, to be able to understand everyone's culture, to be able to poke fun of it. It's a skill. Like comedy, a lot of people do not realize how stressful and of much of a fine line you're walking on when it comes to comedy. It truly is an art.
It's not only that. People forget that people don't just become funny out of nature. Some people do, but just like anything, it's something that you mostly get from practice, especially stand-up. You can be the funniest guy at a pub, but that doesn't mean if I shove a mic in your face, it'd be funny.
Well, look, here's the thing too. This is one of the, for most people, I give them the pass that if you work hard enough at something, you can get very good at it, right?
Humor
And-
seems to be one of those things where you have to have some sort of talent for.
I do agree that humor is something you kind of have to be born with, and then you just have to decide to pursue it and get even better at it. I've met people who want to be funny and they're just not funny. Like
There's
it's
different
not in
ways
the
to
cards
be
for them.
funny too. Like maybe you can't be good at stand-up, but you can make funny movies or funny videos. Like there's
Mhm.
Yeah, you can write.
yeah,
You
so
can
there-
write good jokes. Yeah.
That's a great point. People forget that there
or
are
you
other
can be good
forms
at
of
making
comedy. Memes.
because everyone has
references,
humor. It's just because
Sly humor. Yeah.
everyone has a sense of humor.
Not everyone.
It feels like
I'ma
some
hold
people
off.
don't these days.
No, but the point still stands. I understand what you guys are saying. That's why YouTube was such a healthy thing for comedy, because people who would normally not be able to make people laugh were able to in a format they're more comfortable with. When before all you had is either like a romantic comedy or a stand-up. There is no middle path. That you either take the cringe route or the regular route. An Adam Sandler movie or a fucking stand-up. There's nothing you can do about it.
I think I'd rather be
That new Adam
waterboarded.
Sandler movie. I saw that one.
I'd rather be waterboarded than watch another Adam Sandler movie.
You're not missing anything. It wasn't bad, but I would never watch it again. Like
Let me guess, it's Adam
it-
Sandler playing Adam Sandler in another Adam Sandler movie.
I want to ask you guys this question because it's
Yes.
what do you feel about people who think like Jim Carrey just plays Jim Carrey in all his movies? Do you think there's truth to that, or because I think there's genuine talent to Jim Carrey. I think he's genuinely funny and he's not just playing the same guy in every.
I know the point you're getting at, and I would argue that it's a better example is probably Will Ferrell. But I know the point you're getting at, because like I remember when Will Ferrell did a Lifetime movie and he was supposed to be serious, and to this day I just remember people laughing like, oh, he's in a Lifetime movie. Oh, that like they were just making fun of him, and then the release date got closer and they're like, oh, this is serious, like he's actually acting. And then people watched it, and your range as an actor is determined on the different roles that you can play. And he did a decent job, but it was one of those moments where you can decide, yeah,
He doesn't have much range.
He's a comedy actor.
No, it's to me that's fine. Will Smith only plays Will Smith. That's another thing people say, right?
Except in The Pursuit of Happiness. I would argue that's the film that challenged him the
That's
most.
still kind of playing Will Smith.
Except
Yeah.
the best movie that came out last year, Aladdin. Great hit. I loved it. I loved it. 10 out of 10. It came out the next day. Everyone forgot about it.
I wish.
Of
I
course.
just wish the live action Disney movies could go hide away in a corner somewhere and never come back.
I'm still waiting out
They
for
won't.
the Black Ariel.
Dude, they make way too much money. They make way too much money.
And Mulan's coming out soon.
Hey, it's
I-
all
I
fun and
really-
games
I
until they
really-
pull out the Bambi remake. Don't do it, Disney.
Live action.
Bambi's gonna be a queer boy. Just watch it.
How
I will fight somebody if they remake Bambi live action.
Disney is going to make so much money off of PETA.
I will actually agree with PETA for once. This is animal abuse. This movie right here, Disney, is animal abuse. Nika Bean, to answer your question, do I still think Sarah Silverman is fun, or do I still like her as a comedian? I like her within the range of female comedians, if that makes any sense, but she's not in my top
So she's
15, 20.
So she's not necessarily funny. She's just funny for a female comedian.
I hate
No,
to put it like that, but when people ask me like, do you watch any female comedians or do you like any of them? I'm like, Ellen before she got into talk shows, and Sarah Silverman.
Was she
within
actually
reason.
funny before the talk shows?
Within reason.
that's the funny part, right? Like, there's there's a female football league, there's a female chess league. I guess there's a female comedian league as well.
But no one watches those leagues.
Exactly.
No, like there were a lot of people that actually got excited when Ellen said that she was gonna quit her talk show because they're like, oh, does that mean she's gonna go back to stand up and like actually be kind of funny again?
No, I think too much time. She's been out of the game too long.
Out of the game, and they're paying her way too much for that talk show to like pretend to laugh at other people's jokes, right?
Her show's horrifying. I don't know why people even watch it.
Dude, think
I don't know
about
how.
the dynamic of that show or any talk show. You have to pretend to be interested. Writers tell you about the people. The writers are the real heroes of those shows. They write about the people. They tell you about the guests that are coming. You have to talk to them based off of what the writers gave you to work off of, and you have to pretend to be interested. You can't tell me that Stephen Colbert likes every single person that comes up. Oh, but that's part of the job. I know, and it seems painful. It's a good thing they're getting paid millions because it's in some regard, it's worth the struggle.
Dude, I think they need an Oscar award for them, you know?
Oscar award for
Who acted
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, who acted the most interested in some other guest, you know?
Dude, Trillian, you said this the other day, or you said this a while ago in a previous stream where you're like, these talk show hosts are watching people who like most of the time don't even have like basic communication skills. Like they're dorks or nerds or they're introverts and they're great at their craft, but so many of them suck at talk shows or just holding a conversation.
And you have to make them look good and yourself, and you have to look interested. It's a different world,
and you have to do it with limited time, and you have to do it with limited time and research because you're not going to know about all these people, right? And there's always that moment where they run out of questions to ask or stuff to talk about, and you can tell because like Jimmy Kimmel will say something from the person's childhood, and they'll be like, "How did you know that?" Because some poor intern scoured the depths of Wikipedia to find that, just in case, as the Hail Mary attempt at being able to make you look interesting.
I bet they have like an emergency information fucking board where they're like, okay, shit. And they click it, and then Jimmy spots it real quickly, and he's trained to abstract the letters and make a quick sentence out of it.
It's like in code.
Yes.
No, that's why they love talking about families, right? They love talking about kids. No, just like, how are your kids? You have kids now. Oh, kids. Yeah, because nobody else has kids, right?
No,
and that gets old in like a minute. And
dude, what's the most used line in any talk show? You can view this guy from
insert whatever. Yeah, here we go. We got Travis Scott, his new great album. Maybe that's not a good example. Who's big right now? NF new. No, he doesn't show up on talk shows. Damn, bro.
Kanye. I don't know.
They've actually had YouTubers on talk shows now,
and it's a mistake. But
yes,
they even have YouTubers giving talk shows now.
Oh no, don't
bigger mistake.
No. Dude, it's like wanting to become like a factory worker, manager. Why would you want to do that? You have a free platform to do whatever the fuck you want. Why would you go to a scripted format? It doesn't make sense. It's dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
Because you're setting a path for other women of color. Okay. Be more respectful. What do you think Lily Singh's Me Too story is? And more importantly, do you think the audience would be forced to laugh at it?
Do they actually like have audience members at gunpoint laugh now?
Dude, I'm convinced that they pay people to laugh. And like they pay people to start laughing to get the crowd going. Because if the person next to you starts laughing, sometimes you get the incentive to laugh. Like, it's a cue. I'm supposed to laugh.
So like an auto Jeb Bush simulator, like is that how they do it?
Laugh
Yeah,
now.
wet dream right there is watching the same talk show, but like
Like
itself in her position.
you think there's a worker and his job is basically to tell people to please clap.
Or laugh at his corny joke. It's like when your boss gives a really bad joke, and
and everybody's
It's
like,
the teleprompter. Don't they have like signs that says applause and stuff?
I told you I would not put it past them.
I'm pretty sure that happens. In most live shows, regardless of
I believe it.
whether they're talk shows or not.
Like it glows, like a sign above the person, just like laugh or ha ha ha, or even worse, a laugh track gets started very quietly in the background, and that's used it like gradually grows, and that's an incentive for people, the real people, to actually start laughing.
You know what I've started to notice is that because there's newer sitcoms will have like pre-recorded or like just generic laugh tracks, just because there's been so many laugh tracks or reaction tracks over the years from earlier sitcoms that they're able to generate generic like reaction tracks now.
There's a whole zip file full of them, bro. There's no doubt in my mind. Like that's why The Big Bang Theory was one of the last sitcoms that I actually respected, because they film it in front of a studio audience, and you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell because I remember watching this one episode where this lady would laugh. Her pitch was significantly louder and more annoying than others. And in future renditions of the episode, they actually edited it to make it so that her laugh was a bit slower and lower than other audience members. Because it's like she already was catching on to the jokes before they were finished.
So wait, is The Big Bang Theory still on?
No, it's done now.
It's still in syndication. Like it gets played on God knows how many channels.
And do people actually watch it? Because I don't think
one of the most popular ever.
How?
I think The Big Bang Theory has a certain appeal to it. I like some episodes. Bazinga. I think it takes skill for Jim Parsons to play Sheldon Cooper. He has to learn a lot about what he doesn't understand.
Dude,
he definitely carries that show.
Dude, I watched an episode or two and I'm like, what is this? Why is this funny? Why are people laughing?
It's another example of geek and mainstream culture coming at just the right time and them capitalizing on it. Plus, there's a hot girl.
I mean, there are hot girls everywhere. It's fucking Hollywood.
Which, by the way, one of my high school teachers, my high school health teacher, she knew, or she was friends with Kaylee Cuoco, which is the girl that plays Penny. They played tennis together before she became a big hit. She remembers her as a childhood star. She used to star in commercials and stuff. So,
did she cry over what could have been?
Yeah, like if she would have like talked to her a little bit more or saved her phone number.
Give me a gig, or something, networking.
It's like, hey, remember when we used to hang out all those years ago? Hey, could you help me out a little bit? Give me a job or something.
The worst type of phone call, huh?
I'll be your agent, your manager, your maid, anything.
I'll
just get me away from these dumbass kids.
Or no, even better, extended family who shows up when you make it. Hey, come in.
Hey, it's been a minute, bro. It has been a minute. It's been several minutes. Yes.
Hey, do you think you'll give me a job?
No, hold on, guys. Let's cover a topic here, okay? We cannot not talk about Iran's response to the U.S.'s assassination destruction thingy.
Oh, shut up. They sent 20 missiles to a base and missed every single one. Each missile apparently nets 150 to 200K. They allegedly missed and then said, "That's it. We're not doing anything. Let's back up. You guys back up. We're good."
Yep.
Beef
They're like, okay.
squashed.
And Iraq
Dude,
has
bro.
to take it all.
Oh, it was beautiful. It's just they sent the missiles and then they weren't Iraq, which weren't the US, and they cleared all the sites just in case, and then they hit and they were like, "We have restored our honor. It is time for you guys to leave. Please don't kill us, USA." You know, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It's like if somebody were to if somebody were to shoot a gun at the floor instead of at your foot, and they're like, "That's just a warning shot." You're like, okay.
No, it's
You're like,
worse. No. You know when there's a fight, okay, between two people, and then the other guy is clearly like trashing the other guy, like, and he's like, "You know what? You take the thing," you know, and
Well,
you
the
say
guy
it with an
really-
aggressive tone, so you retain some honor, but then you don't dispute it anymore. It's that, you know, it's like. You know, it's when the girl when the man gets the last say, but the wife has the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh say. You know, so the woman decides, but it's the guy who says, okay, we're gonna go camping. You know, even though it's the woman nagging. You know, the U.S. is the woman in this analogy. She has all the power, so you know. Meanwhile, Trump, you know, I bet lit a cigar. He doesn't smoke, but you know what I mean. And he just sat there, like, I told you nothing will happen.
now come on, Melania, give daddy some sugar.
Yeah. No, it's fucking brilliant. Everybody panicked, you know. People send me messages like, "You say Trump doesn't want war. Well, look at this shit." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, nothing's gonna happen. Go to bed, you know. And they keep telling me arguments, you know, of all the responses like Iran could do, and I'm like, the worst they can do is bitch. Okay. Maybe fund some more terrorists. I don't know.
I like how Trump, like the morning afterwards, he came to make a conference, right? So he went onto the podium and said, "As long as I'm president, Iran will never have nuclear weapons. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen."
And then he dabbed or
He led
something.
with that.
Yeah, that's what you should do, dude. To me, he did a brilliant move. It's a great tactical decision. It's a great response after the U.S. embassy got hit. It's overall good, and he probably that's what his advisors told him. That's why he approved it. And let's not forget, Trump has advisors, and they probably made this whole thing. It wasn't like him sitting there. It's like, I want to kill Iran, you know, do it. You know, that's not how it happens.
Do it. Do it.
Dude, like, again, the U.S. president has advisors, and they do almost everything, and then the president takes credit for it. That's all there is to it, really.
Yeah, it's just like the writers in the comedy show, the talk show analogy.
The ghostwriter.
Yeah, they're all ghostwriters for Trump. Ghost thinkers.
Dude, Trump has like next level ghost everything. He has ghost media. Everybody makes media about him. He has, he has ghost hype men. Everybody hypes him up. Like, it puts their own agenda on him, saying like, you know, he's anti-establishment or whatever. He has anti-everything. He's just walking around and people are generating content about him. All he does is post a flag or post a picture of him flexing. You know, like he just gives you material, and you do everything for him free of charge. Perfect. I fucking love it.
Do you think Donald Trump has people that run his Twitter account for him, or he does Twitter all on his own?
I bet he has people who run his Twitter account, and I bet they tell him to do all these things. I bet it's a super calculated move. I cannot believe, you know, it's very hard for me to see somebody.
I kind of draw the line
this
at
much.
Twitter.
No, he doesn't stumble. People talk about him, but he never fucking stumbles.
Yeah, but he typos like every other tweet.
On purpose. Maybe he writes it, but they tell him what to write. for the most part.
They tell him something. Yeah, they give him like a guideline, like, hey, can you paraphrase this? And he goes, all right, what was that word? Coffee, kofefe. You know, like he turns spell check off.
This is how it goes. He writes the exact sentence he gets from those guys, okay, and then clicks send. And you know, the rest does itself. Sometimes he takes a dump. Maybe sometimes he's creative. He eats too many onions. You know, sometimes like you know he has his own ritual.
I have a feeling this is how it went down with the Iran situation. That his advisors, he gave him a script, and he's like, "Can you post this on Twitter just to let your followers know?" And the actual thing read, Iran has responded in this way, in this manner, and the U.S. will not tolerate blah, 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 right? And it goes on, and it's very professional, and it's very eloquent. And then he just sees it, and he goes, yeah, Iran's a bunch of punks. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to fucking bomb.
No, my favorite one is when he killed the terrorists. Like, you know, the one before him, Bin Laden, like Obama showed up. Was like, today an operation happened, and this guy's dead. Thanks everybody for their contribution. And Trump for his terrorist kill, he's like, he's dead. He was a dog. Thank me, and then left. You know, it's just fucking brilliant. You know, it's all
I
this
killed
guy,
him.
you know?
You're welcome. Shut up, bitches.
I love it. What did he say? It's like, you know, of course the special forces did it, but you know, I don't take any credit. You know, no credit comes from here. You know, it's like, you know, nothing came from me. They just started nagging, just predicting how people will say that it's the special forces, not him. He already saw that coming.
Dude, he used the press conference to attack CNN again. Like, he just does not care.
It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. And that's why he's gonna win next time. Sadly, because I still want Jeb Bush.
Nah, Jeb Bush. Jeb, we must wait. We must be patient for the greatness. Jeb Bush will return in 2024. We must be patient, children.
Dude,
What
Jeb
happened
Bush.
to Kanye?
Yeah,
I
Jeb
also
Bush.
want Kanye.
He's coming. Next up, like he's gonna give Trump the next one.
Jeb,
You know, he's gonna get. No, I want Jeb, Kanye, and Ted Cruz all in like the triple combo. I want them all in the debates talking to each other. I'd love that.
Bro, I also want The Rock. I want Oprah. Let's go all out. Come on, Ben Shapiro. You know he gets
Kevin
ball.
Bacon.
Like
I know
Ben Shapiro basically talks, and then everyone he talks too fast, and everyone's just like, "What did you just say?" All right, ignore that little Jew over there. You know, America will never have a Jewish president. Shut up. And then like.
Oh, I'd love that.
Actually, I'm not Jewish. The thing about Jews is
No, again, I love like the current trend of politics, and I have to mention this because right now the UK has a majority government, right? That means the Conservative Party can do whatever they like. And I watched a couple of videos of people like basically they suggested some improvements to the Brexit deal, and they changed some compromises they put before because you know we don't need to compromise anymore, lols, you know. And they started removing bills, right? And every time the opposition's like, "This is a horrifying change. You need to change everything. You need to put it back." And then it was like, "Okay, let's put it up to a vote." Oh, guess what? You lose the vote, and it keeps happening. It's so fucking good. And you see the hope draining from the opposition's eyes, and you're like, wow. And the question comes, of course, a majority government is normally not a good thing, but the UK has been in halt since 2016 up to the point where people were so sick that they gave the majority government the all clear, and now the Conservatives can walk around and do whatever they like for the next 5 years. They cannot be stopped. They're trailblazing through these bills, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and think of it like this: if the
Do you have
Conservatives
any kind of bills? Like, I want to hear
what?
what are they doing?
Well, first, they finally passed the Brexit deal. They're leaving January 31st, and they made a few changes to the deal. One, they removed child immigration policies of the EU. They removed a ton of other stuff. Basically, any compromise they did to the socialists, they just removed because they're conservative pieces of shit. You know? It's beautiful.
Sounds good.
Yes, it is. It does sound good.
Well,
Things
also,
are moving.
You have to consider
Yeah,
this. Look, if the people are that upset about a conservative government, if they do that good or if they do that bad of a job in 5 years, then the tides will turn, and then the liberals will get the government back.
What
know, so
happened
let-
to voting for
let
policy
that-
by policy?
What, Hassan? Can you repeat that?
What happened to voting policy by policy instead of just like, oh, I like this guy or
Did you
this?
just eat a Tide Pod? Or one of those little taquito things? What are you eating? Are you eating fries again? In front of me?
I'm eating a croissant.
A croissant.
A croissant. No. Here's the thing: the way it goes in Great Britain is they have a bill, they debate it, and then the entire House votes on it, and there are like 600 votes. Okay, and after that, they do a counting of the people who are present and their votes, and whoever voted yay, whoever voted nay, and then you need, I think, a 60% majority for the bill to pass, or something like that. So again, since the Conservative Party got the majority of the seats, basically what happened is that every time they're like, did we make 60%? I wonder. Oh yes, we did. So I was like, wow, we debated this bill very well, thank you very much. They keep doing that. Dude, they're calling out the opposition party. The people chose us, you guys suck. Whoa, it's beautiful. They are milking it because they've been being shit on for the last 4 years. They couldn't do shit. Now they just sit there and they're just shitting all over and over and over again on the liberal Democrats, on the fucking Labour Party, which are their socialists. And here's the thing: every time the Labour Party has been in charge in modern history, okay, the fucking government fell. It just got destroyed. Right, and the Conservatives are the one who kept the House running, so the people found an appropriate balance. Give Labour enough so they keep the Conservatives in check, but let the Conservatives be in charge for the most part. That's how people, remained over the years. This time, Labour is so shit and so radical, they just gave all their votes to the fucking Conservatives. And now Britain is finally progressing, and they're progressing at a crazy fucking rate. And that can mean bad things for Britain, because the Conservatives may put unpopular stuff on it, but if they want to keep their majority, they're not gonna, right? So they're gonna be a bit reasonable, and they have 5 years to do it. This is a fresh election, 5 fucking years. I love it. I love Britain right now. They're looking very good.
Here in Canada, Trudeau has a beard now.
You know who else has a beard?
Who?
Ted Cruz.
Oh yeah, Ted Cruz does have a beard now. Actually, he looks good.
The beard actually
No.
helps a lot. His face looks a lot less punchable with a beard.
And he looks way less creepy. I think that will help him if he ever chooses to run again.
You should keep the beard from now on.
Yes,
I think that'll
yes,
help
he
him
should.
with his daughter. He can't, right? We all remember that notorious clip. Is there anything more
Yes.
painful, like feeling secondhand embarrassment? Just imagine your own kid doesn't even want to kiss you.
I mean,
Not all kids, though.
no.
I mean, she is
How old is she? Well,
she
how
was a
old is
teenager going through that age, maybe, but still, your dad's
All
Ted
right.
Cruz, right?
Oh, my dad was Ted Cruz. I would make out with him. What is that statement supposed to mean?
No, here's the weird part, right? How awkward was that car ride after?
I would argue how awkward was that week after.
Oh,
Because
yes.
the mainstream media was running off of that. Look, this man is running for president, and his own family doesn't like him.
Yeah,
no,
of
it's a
course,
teenager.
They have
The
to
teenagers
inflate
don't
the
like their
story.
parents.
They have to inflate the story, right? They have to actually say everything about everything, unless it's Joe Biden or something.
Sleepy Joe or Creepy Joe or
Or any Joe.
old guy who didn't like a blood vessel explode in his eye in the
Yes,
middle of a
that happened.
debate?
Yes, that happened. No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about like. Okay, can we get the geezers off the fucking platform? Okay.
I
I'm
think
not-
there
like,
should
you know,
be a
you-
minimum. I think there should be a minimum age and a maximum age for president.
Yeah, definitely. That's nobody
They need
thought
to
that
add a
would
maximum age.
There is a minimum age, 35.
They didn't have a maximum age before because they didn't think people would live that long back then.
Yeah, like nobody cared, but they have to now because okay, if you're above 70, you shouldn't run for president.
Now
But
we
if you're
wait.
69, you have a special privilege.
I don't know. I'm just watching Bernie and
But you can't
Biden.
have more than one term.
I'm just waiting for the Alzheimer's to set in from some of these candidates.
No, what I want is for Bernie to fall
Bernie's
like
gonna
super
have
ill.
Alzheimer's in the middle of the debate and forget what socialism is. Be like, capitalism. Wait,
That's exactly what I'm like. What kind of country is this? Capitalism. Yes, capitalism. The pharmaceuticals.
we need capitalism.
We need the pharmaceuticals. And his advisors in the back. Oh no, it happened. Just like you said it would, Carl.
He went back in time
Yes,
to better days.
to better days. Yes, to him yelling at kids, telling them about capitalism. Dude, Bernie is like that weird math teacher that everybody loves but doesn't want to hang out with.
It's so awkward seeing teachers.
I know
Really?
outside of school, like they
I
have
saw,
lives.
Yeah.
I saw one of my teachers at work, and it was when I was on the clock, and it wasn't too weird, but it's still like,
No,
Like this, yeah,
here's
like,
one of the perks.
that's good to know. Like you shop at this store, huh?
No. Here's one of the perks of dropping the hair and growing the beard. Right? Nobody recognizes me from my old life. That includes acquaintances I don't want to familiarize myself with anymore, and teachers I don't want to have awkward conversation with. So I can see them, but they can't see me.
That's why I periodically grow my hair really long, then cut it really short.
I think I want to grow out my hair, like mustache or beard, but there's just that awkward phase where it looks really, really weird, and like,
And you're not willing to go through that yet.
it's not just that. It's like you have a job where you either have to be clean shaven or you have to have like a properly trimmed mustache or beard, but you really
Right.
can't have that in the process of trying to grow one because it'll just look unprofessional and messy until it actually finishes growing in.
Yeah, I grew mine during one of the vacations in my college year. Like I had a month, and I grew it over the. I started growing it over the exam period because you have to look dead for your exam, and you have to look like you can't do anything in life. So the ugly period had the stealth of a month vacation. So by the time the month was over, I actually had like some reasonable volume going.
It still takes a long time for me to grow.
It does. It does. Especially the first 3 months will be the most horrible.
No,
And
I
then
mean,
you have to
I've
wait.
been
You know,
growing for the past couple of years now, and it still takes a long time.
Louis is
it will.
dying
It will.
inside right
I
now.
find that I am at the
Yes.
point where I do need to shave at least.
Louis
once
is just
now, though.
staring into the void.
Louis, you have
No,
facial hair, don't you?
I have it a little bit, yeah, but
Show
I'm
us
with
that
you.
neck real quick.
I'm with you, Money. I don't
I
don't trust myself to grow it up. To grow out a good one yet.
By the time
Dude,
you hit, by the time you
Yeah.
hit 25 is when most people have it. By then, 25, I'd say, is when most people will have it in.
Well, I periodically
No,
shave. So that like I'm practicing right now, right? I will have a trillion. I'm gonna have a beard better than Trillions.
What do you guys
Trillions-
recommend for
Trillion's beard looks like a scrotum sack right now. Like it sounds like when you don't shave your pubes for a couple days.
I just use the cheap razors you can find at Walmart with the shaving cream.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it matters too much what you use.
it doesn't.
Squeeze me?
It really doesn't. It doesn't.
there's-
That's why I was sponsored
Dollar
by
Shave.
Dollar Shave Club. Every
Y'all-
single day they send you like shit.
No, Dollar Shave Club is trash, bro. Look, you stick you. I understand if you don't want to use Gillette, because
Gillette is so
Obviously.
expensive. Fuck Gillette.
yeah, especially for women. But,
Oh, 'cause they have to
that
shave their
was nice.
legs, too.
That's my Me Too story. I was abused by Gillette. Their pink tax on a company that's not even for me.
I would just use the Bic razors, but I don't feel like shaving with just one blade is enough. Need
No,
to
It is.
I
One blade
use what
just
I
get
use.
the one blade Bic razors.
I use Philips and Norelco, and they sell some beautiful. I tried to describe this in my head before saying it out loud, and it just sounded like I was describing a dildo. It's
Can't I get like one of those giant barber blades and just use those?
You
Yeah,
can.
if
They're just
I'm
hideous.
ever,
Is
if
it
I'm ever
dangerous?
going back to blades,
No.
I would.
Well, what if
You're
I just
not
like
a
someone?
retard.
What if I just like was shaving and then like someone opened up the bathroom door because I forgot to lock it and it just knocks my elbow?
You're gonna cut yourself deep.
Yeah, you're gonna cut yourself. You're just not gonna bloody die. You know, you just put some, paste something over there and move on with your life. Like
'Cause
a
I'd
man.
I'd rather
It's
just
probably
get,
more of
I'd
a
rather just get
bandage.
the barber razor and just have to change the blades. Just buy blades.
Yeah, the thing. Yeah. I use whatever brand is there. I just focus. I don't focus on the razors. I focus on the
Cream?
creams that you put after, and I always use Nivea.
What blades do you use?
I don't know, whatever is cheapest on the market.
Do you buy like those big blades, or do you only have like how often do you have to change out what blade you use?
a year,
I
every
take-
year. You should do it.
You can use
Um,
one blade a year.
Yeah,
I
so for
just-
my Philips and Norelco one, it's I have like a face one and then I have a body one, and for each one they recommend per year you change the blades.
Why do you shave body hair?
Why do you care?
The answer to that question may be a little TMI. Might tell you after the stream, cutie.
No, I occasionally shave my body hair for one reason.
I thought you meant like your whole body, and I mean I get that, but I thought you meant like, oh, you shave this, the arm hair, leg hair, this hair.
Oh no,
pubes,
no,
man.
no, I don't.
I get it.
Yeah, pubes, bro.
I get that.
Are you manscape shaming right now? Is that what
I
I'm
have-
hearing?
Hey, I have arm hair, bro. You can't see it because of the glare, but no, it's there.
Get on my level, bitch.
I have my armpit hair. What are we doing here?
Dude,
we still.
I have hair on my
You're
fucking
not
fingers.
gamers.
I love how Yasha turns on his camera finally to enter, enter this
yeah.
part of the
I have
discussion.
8% charge left.
You
Wash
gotta,
on my legs.
you gotta get the hairy Jew knuckles.
Yes,
Yes, yeah, you need those. You need
the
the
mid
fucking
digital
tree.
hair.
Dude, I
What's it
have
called?
so much trees on my arms I can fucking comb it if I
That's
so
more
please.
mass. Your punches do more damage. Just think about that.
More weight, yeah.
Yes. Yes. If you zap your hand, they turn sharp and you can cut people with them.
You gotta rub them. You gotta rub them together for static electricity damage.
They keep you warm in the winter time.
Shazam!
Now, I do have a question for you guys, okay?
Bro.
And it's something that's been bugging me. It's been hurting my head Z right here, okay? And it's the topic of self-publishing, okay? And it bangs my head, okay? Because is self-publishing justified? And if it is, when?
Here, it's justified when you get the door closed on you so many times that you're finally convinced that you can't get it published any other way.
One more label try to stop me.
But no, wait, but the problem, Louis,
You don't want no problems with me.
okay, but the problem with that, Louis, the problem with that is that okay, if you're writing like a fictional novel and everybody turns it down, maybe you should improve your fucking story, not self-publish. You know?
Well, I never said the people that self-publish have any sort of like introspection.
Do you
I
guys
just said that,
do you guys think Totems will ever come out?
Oh
Who?
my gosh, shut up. Shit was trash now, it'll be trash then if it ever comes out.
What was
No,
that?
no.
What was that one manga Jotun was trying to Assassin's Guild?
No. Was it Sawyer Seven Mage who was making he made a story and everybody
now I remember.
just trashed it?
No, it was Jotun.
Like, dude, It's like, dude, stick to reviewing, not writing.
That
It's
was-
not
that
for
was
you,
just one
son.
thing about every YouTuber. Oh yeah, I'm writing a manga on the side.
Of course they are. Yeah. No.
I'm writing a screenplay. Sure you are. Let's unsubscribe while we still
Everybody
can.
is.
I'm
Even-
writing a
even-
fan fiction.
And if you subscribe to my Patreon, you can get an early copy. No, thank you. Why is that a
No,
reward?
worse. No. That's not the good reward. The good reward is like, I'll name you as one of the, side
Backers.
characters. Yes.
So fucking cunt.
No. Here's the thing. Okay, self-publishing. If you're self-publishing like a board game, I'm okay with that because you don't have to approach a company. They actually take control of your ability to actually control most of the fucking plastics and the things on the board game. So I understand that. If you're self-publishing a rap,
card game.
if you're self-publishing a rap album, that's fine. You can get your own audience on SoundCloud. You're a more casual guy. You don't want the huge fame of a Kanye or whatever. You can self-publish.
See, but this is what happens if you self-publish because you don't have the vetting phase when you go through other publishers and have people actually like criticize your work and things. You end up like Chance the Rapper and you release an album where you just I love my life, I love my wife, I love my wife, and then you're like, oh,
dude, do not get me started. Album was the worst.
So yeah,
Didn't
basically, that's
Anthony
my point.
Fantano rank that as the?
is that you don't have any screening or
That's my point exactly, though. My point exactly is that.
Hold on, before
Is
you get on to
there
your
any
point,
time-
let me just make this public service announcement. Anthony Fantano ranked Chance the Rapper's "The Big Day" as the worst album of 2019.
Chance the Rapper is the George Lucas of hip hop.
Shut the fuck up, please.
So again, is based on what we just understood. Is there any circumstance where self-publishing isn't just admitting defeat and just wanting your shit out there?
No, because look, I think most people would want to have like a company deal with the marketing, deal with the making the product, advertising it, all that good stuff.
But
There
you
are
don't
some people though.
anymore because there's social media. You can market yourself on social media. just
There's a
like-
lot of
Okay,
people that suck at it. Believe me, there's
Okay,
a lot
marketing
of people that suck
yourself on social media. Go to any Kanye song and check out SoundCloud rappers. Here's the thing: I don't really think even publishing books through companies, right? You're not gonna get a good deal if ever. All right, if they accept you're not getting a good deal, and the marketing they do, yes, they know how to do it. They know how to put your book in places. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're getting anywhere, even still.
That's true.
Well, that is fair enough, but at least if you fall under a company, they give you an editor and they give you a marketing campaign and they cover the legal aspect for you. These are very useful perks.
Yes, they are useful perks, but many people see them as downsides rather than perks. Some people want to make their own covers and
Yeah,
do
you
shit
know
themselves.
you know
They
what I
can't.
call these people? You know what I call these people? Fucking
What?
dumb. Because these guys will give you interviews. You can go on radio or on YouTube or wherever on a podcast and you can promote your book. They'll take care of it for you and you can focus on making the bloody thing. And if your shit is good enough, which if it isn't, you shouldn't go publishing anyway. You should be confident enough that people won't change it. Trust me, people won't change Martin's work. Whatever he shits out, people will be like, you know what? Well, fine.
Yeah, if
think
you
that's a good
become
idea.
Martin, sure. If you become Martin, but I think there's an element of attachment that most writers get, especially with their first writing, because they have this idea of how they want it to be, and it's their own baby. They've been working for years on it.
No, because they're pieces of shit, control freaks that can't take criticism. I maintain the stance.
That is definitely a case with most people. But I guess what I'm arguing is that even publishing through companies isn't that great either. Both cases are shit.
Trust me, I get you. But what's the lesser evil here?
There's also another thing about there's like one-time publishing and active publishing. Because when you publish a book, you're publishing a completed product. But when you're publishing like a comic or manga, you're actively publishing the story over time. So there's one thing people bring up where like if a author is producing a comic or manga, if they feel like the audience is starting to predict what they're doing, they'll change what they're doing just because they feel like their audience is predicting them, and then it'll be for the better or for worse. Because it's like if you're creating a good story, just because the audience is predicting where it's probably going to go doesn't mean you should just change it so it's unpredictable.
Actually, here's the funny part. You know who did that? D&D did that. Guess what happened? We had a shit season 7 and a
But
shit
we
season
subverted
6.
everyone's expectations.
Yeah. No, actually, here's the thing,
You
right?
know what they said about The Last Jedi too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's
it's-
about that. I hate that new movement, by the way.
Subverting
Because it used to be like the deconstruction, right? Everything's a deconstruction. Just a few years later, now everyone is now everything is subversion. It's a subversion of expectations. You don't always have to add in a twist. Sometimes it helps to keep giving the audience.
There's a
some
video I
buzz.
watched recently that was talking about how all of the Disney villains in new Disney movies are just like twist villains for no reason, and it just doesn't
No,
work.
Here's my argument, right? The Witcher 3. I know I keep praising it, but hear me out here, okay? The story is the most cheesy, generic, summarized in 3 fucking sentences plot, okay? Damsel in distress, that's the chosen one, is chased around by bad guy and then has to beat the bad guy and then save the universe. It's that fucking simple. Yet they made it so fucking good. No spoilers, no subverting expectations. You know what's gonna happen the entire way through, and it still was way better storytelling than any subverted expectation out there. That's because the quality was so good, right?
Execution.
What most people, yeah, the execution was brilliant. Most manga have brilliant ideas. There are a lot of stories on TV shows and movies with very clever concepts, but because they focus too much on the cleverness and the subverting expectations aspect, they fucking do not execute it properly. They don't have a team of 4 writers.
Of that,
No, they don't.
is Hunter.
That's one example. That is one example. But here's the thing: you have a team of 4 writers or 6 writers in a writer's room, killing themselves for like 6 months straight to make the script for Breaking Bad. And when you go ask the Breaking Bad guys, would you do it again? They're like, oh, it was a great experience, but we'd never do it again. It was so stressful that we don't want to ever do it ever again. That's it for us. We're never gonna make another Breaking Bad because it's so fucking intense. And then you go somewhere like, I wrote this on my own, and then I changed my mind. You can't. You can't do that. No.
You see, what you just said is a deconstruction of the subversion of expectations.
I think an example of a series that has a lot of flaws but is executed in a way where it's still very entertaining is Bleach. Because while execution is important, hear me out. Like, because Bleach is still, despite its flawed execution, it still has interesting ideas and aesthetics to make it still entertaining.
Wait, what show are we talking about?
Wasn't Bleach the anime you guys shat on
Bleach.
back in the anime load?
Yes.
We talking about Bleach, bro.
Dude, Bleach is this.
I want to drink some whenever I think of that show.
We want to make a what is it? A dramatic shonen story. Oh wait, they like the swords too much. Let's make it fucking battle. Oh wait, we don't know what we're gonna do. Wait, this guy's on top. Then this guy's on top. No, wait, the bad guy's now on top. No. The new bad guy's on top now. For 20,000 fucking chapters.
I'm not gonna let everybody gang up on money about this. So I will take his side here. Bleach is good because Orihime has big tits. But that's all I can give you in this discussion.
And Getsuga Tensho.
Yes.
Who made these fucking names? Who thought it was a good idea to give them proper Japanese names? That writer piece of shit. There's a reason.
It's because it takes place in a school.
Oh, but Louis, what do you think of all the cool Spanish aesthetics in Bleach? The Espada, the Hueco.
Name one more.
If you think I'm that attached to my Spanish culture, you are heavily mistaken, my friend.
I was gonna say the
I
thing
don't
about
care how they ruined it.
this is the main villain. This is the main villain. This is the main villain. Bleach isn't even the worst offender of that. It's Naruto, because it's literally, oh, it's Itachi. Wait, no, it's Orochimaru.
That's
oh no,
every like kid
Itachi.
show.
Oh, wait, no, it's Pain. No, it's Madara. No, it's
That's every kid show. What, you want the show to end after the first villain gets beat because he's not the biggest
No,
one?
no,
or-
no. No. Let me be let me specify. That wasn't my problem with Bleach. My problem is first the bad guys on top, and then the good guys take the edge in the next chapter. But guess what? The next chapter, the bad guy gets it again, and he does that for like 60 to 100 chapters of just them, like one getting the up on the other.
yeah, but
Okay.
Aizen was on top for a long time, man.
Yes, I don't give a shit. It was still boring to watch and to read. Okay, let me guess what the next chapter will be about.
I don't think the twist when it was revealed that Aizen was the bad guy was cool. Like,
No.
I was in control of everything the whole time.
That wasn't a twist. That was fucking dumb. That's what it was.
You don't
You
like
know what's-
Aizen?
You know what sucks is
I
that,
don't like
that-
this fucking anime ass reveals where one character you've seen in the beginning or something turns out to be the mastermind. That's not
Yeah,
really
that's the
a
Naruto
good
problem.
connection to
The
make.
Naruto has the mastermind problem, where it's a new mastermind.
It's ridiculous, and it's a trend that should die. But they won't die because the Japanese are like sugoi. So no, they won't. They won't change. It sells.
Dragon Ball has the best way of doing it, where like things are connected, but they don't have to be directly related to each other. It's just, oh yeah, this guy is just a bug robot because I beat up this army like 30 years ago, and I guess this one old man got upset and made robots.
Yeah, no. The only reason Toriyama was not able to do that was because his memory was so shit he could never interlock his fucking thing.
I would argue
You know?
that was to his benefit.
This is by accident, and therefore he gets no points for it.
That's another thing where I agree with Money on is like the screening process of the editor. Like, it's the editor's job to keep up with your story, sometimes even more than you do, right?
Yes.
So like you can tell those writers that don't remember.
Do
what
you
they
know
were
why
trying to do, or
Toriyama
they don't
created
remember
Super Saiyan?
characters?
What again?
Do you know why Toriyama created Super Saiyan? Because he didn't want to have to draw in Goku's hair every time. That's literally why he made Super Saiyan, to save ink.
It's a valid fucking argument. Can't deny that. But then again, I read this in the end, you know, in the process of drawing in one of the comics I had up there, and he's like, if you don't like drawing stuff, maybe you shouldn't be a comic artist.
If you
Really?
don't like drawing hands, then maybe you shouldn't be a comic artist.
Hands, hair, muscles. If you don't like doing those, just don't be a comic artist.
And
It's that simple.
how did he come to this conclusion?
You probably
Because-
hated drawing muscles a lot. Or
No,
feet.
he's
Dude,
like-
drawing feet is a chore.
I like that short.
Oh, here's one for you, Louis. Here's one for you. Old school. Let's see. Oh, I still remember where I still like fairy tale.
Depression
to
has
this
entered the
day.
chat.
Okay, and the entire anime community, just from like one video from King of Lightning or something, everybody turned on it at once, and I'm like, you fucking cheap, you know?
No, look, it was always bad. And everyone was gonna make that video that King of Lightning made. He was just the first one to release it because he did a live reaction to it.
Dude,
That night.
it's not. Dude, you know what you signed up for.
What
It's
was
been
what was
300
the
chapters of this
reaction
shit.
at Bleach? I mean Fairy Tale. What was the tipping point? I
No,
forget.
look, it was so bad for me because I just caught up. And then I got to that point, and I'm like, all right, it's bad, but it's never been, oh boy. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts a lot.
Dude, it was
Because I was told by other weebs, oh, it's the best thing. It's the best shonen, right? Best twist, best characters, best action, best story.
okay.
Best.
That's
Who
the
the
biggest
fuck-
problem.
wait, who the fuck said that?
There are a lot of people that, dude, the fairy tale fandom. Yeah, a lot of them jump ship after that particular chapter because they're
No,
like,
I
oh
mean,
shit, everybody hates us.
No, I mean I liked it, but it was never the best of anything. It was just brain dead, and I like that.
Well, remember
Push was
Underrated
honest.
Game, bro? Remember Underrated Game? That dude had to go into like hiding after that chapter came out because he was the only one that still liked it.
People don't even know who he is anymore.
Exactly.
His name
That's
is
in his favor.
forgotten.
I remember the old school days.
One thing I was looking up like old videos about like features about old YouTube. Apparently, like the Facebook, the YouTube group channels. Apparently, it wasn't just like a channel that like they shared. Apparently, there were like actual legitimate YouTube groups you could make back then, like YouTube group pages.
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of remember that.
Yeah, I think I remember this.
Yeah, you could. You could make groups, huh? And then you could post it on your channel or like underneath the
something like
badges
that.
and stuff.
I think Netflix needs to be the one to make the new video uploading platform to compete with YouTube.
Holy shit, that would be dope.
Because Netflix already has the movies and TV. Just make a platform for content creation.
Yeah, and if it exceeds a certain number of views, they automatically pay you, and they make it part of the subscription, so it's part of their budget anyway.
Since they have a platform for like premium content, like feature TV shows and movies, if your content gets good enough on Netflix's content creation platform, then they can upgrade you to their original platform.
Yep, and they don't care because everything is already subscribed to, so they don't give a shit. It's fucking brilliant, actually. If you think about it, maybe that's our next step.
And if you pay for Netflix, you don't get ads on the Netflix content creation platform, which you don't mind paying for because you pay for it to watch movies and TV. Anyway.
Yeah, you have a ton of other stuff. You know, I'm ready for a competition against YouTube, so I'd go for it.
Where's Netflix right now? Write that down. Write that down.
I mean, they fucking do everything. They allow everybody in their fucking platform.
Yeah,
so
they
might as
green
well.
light everything. That should be an indication. If you are considering self-publishing, you should be required to go and meet with Netflix. And if they deny it, if you're the first story that they deny, it's not meant for it to be. It's yeah. Like that's the first step. Netflix has to say yes.
No, here's the funny part. For me, Netflix is like a great for startups, people who just got into film, people who just got into acting. They can like band together and make something really small, send it to Netflix. Netflix will upload it, and now you have a fucking portfolio. You know, it's great for starting up your career, even if the
Does
movie's
Netflix
shit.
actually do that? They regularly upload small films and TV.
Yep. There's one particular Netflix show that is very good for animators. It's called Love, Death, and Robots, and basically they contacted like 100. Yeah, they contacted like 100 studios, right? And they told them, make us something with this theme: robotics, futuristic. Make it as violent as you want. We don't care. And people just, studios just started making like 5-minute, 10-minute videos and just sending it to them with whatever idea they wanted, and next thing you know, that's uploaded in one big series, and it's all good. I love the shit out of it. Some of them were super special, awesome Square Enix graphics level type of shit, and then there was like quirky, weird, hand drawn animations, and all of them I enjoyed very much. I'm still waiting to this date for season 2. Fucking brilliant. If you guys didn't check it out, you have to. It's fucking amazing. Like as somebody who aspires to create something one day, having a platform like this to put my premiere so people can see my potential, that's fucking brilliant. And somebody who maybe would like to hire talent, you can see us like, who made that? That actually fits my story's art style, or that art style fits the story I want to put. So let me contact this studio. Maybe we can make an arrangement. It's fucking beautiful. I love it. I want a platform like this.
People seem to also forget that Netflix is like millions of dollars in debt.
They are.
Let's not talk about that later.
To China?
Not to someone.
Well, if they greenlight everything, the money has to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
They are beating other streaming services by overinvesting, though. So maybe it pays off eventually.
Netflix is looking at the long term. Let's be in debt, right? Isn't that what credit is? Like you get in debt and pay it off to build credit, and then you.
But I remember reading something that Netflix. It was a story about a year ago. That's why they raised their service prices.
Yeah, which is fair enough. I fully accepted it.
But it's like you're still getting a great value even with the same price increase.
Oh yeah,
no,
Netflix probably
it's
out of every streaming service, Netflix and HBO are definitely they give you the best for
The
your
only
buck.
one I feel like is a waste of money is Hulu. Like you don't need Hulu.
But you get free live
Guys,
sports or
Apple
whatever.
TV has a skater Muslim girl. Please come watch us, guys.
And they also probably film that in sweatshops.
Just Apple is goofy in general. I don't like Apple.
Ricky Gervais just killed them on that one. Like,
Dude, he said it
Apple made
straight
like,
to his face, straight to Tim Apple's face.
like if ISIS, what was it? If ISIS made a fucking
Streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you?
Yep, that was the thing. That's fucking brilliant. And his face, his fucking face.
Doesn't ISIS technically have that with Jihad John?
Who?
Jihad John, he's the ISIS rapper.
What the fuck?
ISIS has a rapper. I didn't know they had a soundtrack.
Yeah, Jihad John. He joined ISIS and he makes rap videos for them.
Amazing.
That's
Okay.
a thing. That's real.
Yeah, Jihad John.
Okay.
Okay.
That's enough.
Okay.
That's
We
enough
got.
for today.
Okay. That's enough for today. We gotta end this. Okay. We got a couple of announcements before we leave. First things first. We're gonna announce we now have a Discord server.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah.
So
You can pay premium for our Skype server too.
Woo! Free Hong
so-
Kong! Woo!
Premium Snapchat. No, I'm just kidding.
So here you go, guys. I just sent it, and it's gonna be on every description from now on, and on the information of the fucking what do you call it, on the fucking channel. And the point of this is, you guys can catch up. You guys can chat throughout the week. You guys can send us topics to talk about if you so please. And hopefully, we create a very steady community for people to chat and have fun there. So, everybody's welcome to join the Discord. It's gonna be great. And if you want to contact us, we don't really have any email, so you have to use Discord.
That's definitely the best play. That's definitely a way to get out of the
There's
email.
Epstein,
Yes, I don't.
Salt and Grain, and William.
Yes, explore my children.
Yes.
Oh wait, they're
Yes.
bots. They are bots. Never mind.
Then you have a second thing, Louis. Do you want to say your next? You're going to say your announcement?
Yes, so I suppose I should not call you my children anymore. I should call you my brothers and sisters because as of today,
My grains of salt.
January, what's the date?
It's
January
11th.
10th. 11th
it's
for you,
11th
10th
here.
for me. 10th. Well, I guess 10th on the east, on the west coast. From it doesn't matter. As of
It doesn't matter.
today, I will no longer be hosting the Salt Grinder. However, I will remain as a pretty prominent guest, and I will remain in discussions in the loop of things on the Discord. But as far as being a permanent host, that's up to this joker now, the bald
So,
one.
so
this is like
basically,
this is like when
this
Steve
piece
left.
of this piece of shit left me. Okay, now I have to raise my kids on my own. Okay.
That's a
I have
joke.
no skills. I used to work at McDonald's and Instagram took everything.
So yeah, I'm basically gonna handle the channel for the most part. I'm gonna be the permanent host, the guy who shows up. Like, hello guys.
I think we
It's me
all
again.
owe Louis one nice kiss. So here's mine.
And there we go. Aww.
You have
Me
to
too.
And just like Kevin Durant, I'm using this opportunity to expand my horizons and start the next chapter of my life, exploring new paths, new projects, etc., etc.
By the way, guys, before anybody mentions it, I have to say it. I rose up, okay, and then eventually overthrew Louis and took his channel.
Yeah, so that's
Okay,
actually the real
okay.
reason why I'm leaving is because I feel shame that this is Trillion's boat now, and he's the one steering the ship. He's the captain, and I don't want to sink. So, or I don't want to be the one to sink it. So I will just be one of the crewmen on occasion when I feel like showing up.
Just
Like an intern.
remember, Trillion Packs, Arab Money is about to do the same thing in 1 week or
And
so.
what-
He-
Yeah, we pass the torch whenever one guy gets bored, because
Yeah, you're-
everybody wants. No, here's the thing: everybody doesn't like. Nobody wants to be the leader of the boat. The guy who owns the boat. Everybody wants to show up with the boat with a beer packet. Just show up, high five, and just sit down and enjoy it. Nobody wants to clean the boat. Nobody wants to do anything. Louis got a taste of freedom when I took over the channel for like 3 seconds, and now he can't go back. I can't blame him because.
But on the bright side, Arab, you're here a lot now lately. So
You come here often?
overtake Trillion.
It's survival
Overcome
for the
him.
fittest.
Overcome him.
Guys,
Take his channel.
On the good side,
fans.
the channel Louis Cheeks will start getting uploads again.
Yes,
Maybe.
I can
I hope,
start.
right?
I can start focusing on my new horizons, guys. My new projects. My new
He's gonna make Call of Duty.
whatever this is. We're
Yes,
gonna
make Call of Duty.
No, because this one is a failure against humanity.
He's gonna make fairy tale videos.
He's gonna
Yes.
make an Apex Legends video.
The big legendas, epics legendas.
Funny moments and ha-has.
On the
Oh,
real
he-
talk, that game sucks right now. Oh my god.
He's gonna make a collab reaction channel, but only upload the videos to his personal channel.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, it's a collab reaction channel, but he only uploads the videos to his personal channel, so all the traffic.
That'd be like if we did Assault Grinder and I just posted the episodes on my channel. Oh wait, that's what I used to do. And then
On that
Trillion
note,
forced me to
guys-
change the name from Louis Cheeks, the original Louis Cheeks, to the Salt Grinder because he wanted
Bitch,
to eclipse me.
Bitch,
And I respect
I
it,
told
that's
you
fine.
nothing. Bitch, I only suggested it. I subverted your expectation.
And I will deconstruct them now or next week because I'm hungry and it's late.
Yes. Closing comments, guys. Let's do this.
Shout out to Nickabean. You're the commenter of the week, or whatever we used to call those.
MVC. I think
The MVC. Although I don't know. The Salt Grinder had a pretty good comment at the end. That
I
might
mean-
have-
I mean, listen, a Discord chat link is a hell of a comment. I mean, that's
yeah. So actually, I take back what I said. The Salt Grinder. The channel is the real winner today.
There we go. That's a comment of the fucking
That won it
year.
all.
Let's do it. Yes.
Shout out to all the guys that came on the show today. Shout out to me too. Shout out to that's about it.
And don't forget to tell your Me Too stories with a hashtag. My
Down
Me Too
in the
story.
comments below. We're gonna collect the top ones and we're gonna make a video about them. Yes.
And
And to
everybody
one lucky
remember,
winner, we are going to reward a screenplay of a Me Too story, self-published, approved by Netflix.
And the lawyer for your lawsuit. All of that will be included.
and everybody remember, Jesus is gay. Me too.
Jesus is king.
How dare